to start down as we want to welcome everyone to a special edition of our R&B podcast because one of our friends here, Mr. Stevie Street, is celebrating his 28th birthday.
I wish. Wow, Jackie McGee's here.
Wow.
For your birthday, only you. You and them can get me.
Wow. I appreciate it so much.
Happy birthday, Stevie. You know I love you from across the water.
And I feel the same way too. The love is going back. Wow.
Yes, yeah. Jackie, this is a day.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Hey, Namdi. Thank you, love. Thank you, love.
Yes. I mean, Stevie, as I said, it's he wanted to celebrate. It's good that he's decided to celebrate it with us this evening. So we wanted to send him some love and for all he does for music and his passion and everything. Yes.
Oh, mate, you're gonna make me shed a tear here. Don't.
Yes, yeah. Okay, Jimmy Parsons, welcome. How have you been, Jackie? I mean, we haven't seen him. But
I've been fine. I already know I was supposed to have music coming out, and I didn't put it out yet. It's coming. But I wanted to jump on because, of course, Stevie, you and Stevie bring so much to music right now, with the interviews and everything. And it's like we talk about all the time. It's nothing like, what you guys are doing. And the countdowns, they are always funny. They're always hilarious because, it's like, okay, what, number 3, what is that? We get crazy with it. But, I can't stay on, but I wanted to come on because I couldn't miss Stevie's birthday. That's number 1, but number 2, I gotta tell y'all this quick story before y'all go into the countdown because I gotta jump off in a minute. So, Stevie, I know this is your favorite album. I know this is your favorite album.
It is one of them.
So one of your favorite albums, and probably your favorite album for the 80s, you would say? Would you say for the 80s?
Late 80s when it came out, around that period.
Okay. So, Jody Watley was like, I called her the Black Madonna when she came out. And we were label mates. So yeah, she came out in 87, but I didn't sign to MC until 89. But I'm a huge Jody Watley fan too. So when I was with Teddy, we had a band, right? And y'all know this story. We had a band. We were 19 years old. So we used to do I'm Looking for a New Love.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, you talking about killed it? Oh gosh. Just imagine Teddy, like, at rehearsal already is ridiculous. Teddy Riley is insane. And he was insane when he was 19. We would have these rehearsals as if we were, Jody Watley's real band. So the band was killing it. Teddy was on keyboard, and then Carl Borelli, another guy in the band, he's the one that produced Do Me Baby on BBD. He was in the band on keys, and Teddy was on keys. So you know how it comes in, that sound for them. So I come out, hey, we doing a show in Queens. And I'm like, how's everybody doing? And I slipped because the floor was like extra shiny and slippery. I slipped and bust my butt from the beginning of the song. When I tell you, Teddy Riley did not, he laughed so hard and so long, we had to start the song over. He was laughing. Nobody helped me up. But the crazy thing was they were still playing it though, rocking it, killing it. The whole band killing the song. And I'm like, really, y'all? Y'all really gonna just leave me down here? So I just started singing like from where I was. And I remember I think we did start it over because they were laughing so hard they couldn't get it together. But when I tell you that is one of my favorite songs, not just because of the experience, but it was that time Andre Simone was hot and he was killing it. You know, that sound was killing it. And I kind of feel like Janet had that sound too. You know, that Jam and Lewis kind of picked up that sound too to rock with that. But that's it. That was my Teddy Riley story. What us doing that song.
Yeah. Did you ever meet Jody being on MCA?
Yes, I did meet Jody. Sweetheart, beautiful person. Um, a heart of gold. Like you never got any. You know, she trying to be extra and all that. You know, we talked about it before. I told y'all the extra ones. Patty LaBelle, because you know we were all label mates. It was Patty LaBelle, Jody Watley, Stephanie Mills, Gladys Knight. Gladys was the worst. She was the worst one. Patty was a doll, because I call her Aunt Patty to this day. Patty LaBelle was a doll. Jody, sweetheart. Stephanie was a little weird back then. She was cool. Yeah, she was cool, but side eyeing you at the same time. Like, who are you? You know, and like like y'all know, I'm from the Bronx and I lived in Harlem a lot of my days. So I wasn't that one there to be like, oh, you gotta treat, Gladys a certain way, or you gotta treat this one a certain way. I'm like, don't get punched in your face. So I had to I had to be, I had to be that. Okay, Jack, you gotta remember you're an artist. But yeah, Jody, she was a sweetheart, sweetheart, and she worked her behind off. She was always a very hard worker. I loved her from when she was a Soul Train dancer. You know, Jody was it, period. Shalamar, they were Soul Train dancers first, and then there's Shalamar, and then it's, Jody doing her solo thing, which I thought was fire. And I was always a fan. So that's my Jody Watley story.
Oh, one thing I want to say, Jackie, because you might, I don't know if you remember this, when Madonna came out with Vogue, you remember the about 1990 video? And obviously it was reflecting like a dance craze in the gay community, wasn't it? So she brought out Vogue, and that dance style kind of blew up, but it was already kind of big in the gay and like black clubs at the time, the late 80s. Now I was watching a video, I think it's Still a Thrill, from about 87 from Jody Watley. If you watch that, she's voguing in that video.
She sure is.
And she's not getting, she's the dancer on Soul Train. Now, where did she get that from? Has someone trained her? She was doing it 3 years before Madonna, really.
Well, with the Vogue dance, that came from the gay community. So when you think about it, even though Madonna came out in 84 or whatever, when did Madonna come out? Like 84, 83?
Earlier than that, 82, I'd say.
Oh, okay, she came out in 82. So Madonna was already out doing her thing, but Jody, she was a Soul Train dancer. So, when you go back to how dancers always really, get their new stuff, they go in the street. They go around the gay boys. The gay boys always know how to do them extra dances. So let me tell you, go around them little gay boys. I didn't even know how to Vogue when it came out. I was like, let me go find my little gay friend so I can learn how to Vogue. And I did. I was like, I got to learn how to Vogue. So I would go to the gay clubs in New York. I went to the Fun House, and it was the Garage. The garage was a little too wild for me. The front house was, it was good. It was fun. So that's where I think that I'm almost positive that Jody learned from, going to street dance or whatever, going around her gay friends. And Madonna, to me, they gave that to Madonna. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're gonna have some choreographers come in and y'all gonna do Vogue, because she had all the little gay boy dances. So, they Vogue. So for her to do a song called Vogue, and then they do it and everybody strike a pose and all of that, and doing, the stuff with their hands, whatever. She learned that from them. So she wasn't first. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%, Stevie. She wasn't first, of course.
It's just something I noticed when I was watching the videos. I thought, hold on a minute, it's 80-70. She's actually voguing. She's done all these like ballerina dance moves. Then she's like,
Yeah.
oh, she's actually voguing in this video way before Madonna. But I'm sure they were probably hanging around the same gay and black nightclubs in New York or something on the Lower East Side. I don't know. Probably were.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listening to the album, because I hadn't really listened to it in a long time, there were elements I thought that actually it did sound like what Madonna took on. A very similar sound. I don't know. I don't know who sort of copied who, but it felt like it was if Madonna had sang those songs, I wouldn't have said, why is she doing black R&B?
That's because on one of the tracks, there's a guy called Patrick Leonard who did a lot of the mid 80s Madonna stuff. He produced one of the tracks on this album. So we'll get into that anyway, Namdi. We will get into it.
Okay, most of all, yeah. Okay, yeah. Pop rock Madonna inspired. That's what I wrote down one of the songs there. Yes. Wow.
Yeah,
Definitely, Jackie.
They're before I jump off, because I gotta jump off before y'all get started, because I'll tell you I'm my number one and I'll mess it up. Like Stevie was saying, and like y'all was saying, the sound that was out at that time. I think how everybody sounds the same today with all the little R&B songs. You don't know if it's Money Long or somebody. I don't know who's who, and they all sound alike. I don't. They have that, because they have that sound, that same sound. Everybody do those same little riffs or whatever. I feel like what Madonna and Jody and all of them were doing was an era for that sound. You know what I mean? Like the late 80s was definitely, the mid to late 80s was definitely that sound. And, even the little dresses, the dresses and the Doc Marten boots, the skirts and the Doc Marten boots and all of that. It was a trend. It was a trend, and MCA was a huge company. Then their black department was really huge then, so they were able to push, Jody Watley and take her pop. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's my take on it.
Definitely. Wow, Jackie, I know because you did. Yeah, I know you had short time, but it was definitely good, at least to meet, to say happy birthday to Stevie, but also get to meet a day as well.
It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, honey.
Lovely to see you.
Have fun with the guys. So, Stevie,
yes,
enjoy your birthday.
Thank you.
I love you to the moon and back. And go listen to all your favorite joints, every single one of them.
I will.
Every one of them.
Even me Jackie McGee album.
That's right. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you, Namdi, for hitting me up. Let me know. Nice to meet you, Lovey. She's so cute, so pretty. Stevie, enjoy your birthday. Stay safe and be blessed. All right.
When you get that music to us when it's ready, but don't rush it, Jackie. Don't rush the art, as they say. Don't rush the art.
I'm not gonna rush it. I listen to you. All right, y'all. Take care.
All right, Jack.
Okay. Bye.
Wow.
Oh goodness, that's always great having Jackie around. while you've been here, lots of people have been wishing you happy birthday,
I really
Stevie.
appreciate it. I
I'm
can
not
see
sure
it
if you.
all. Playtime, Chin
Yeah,
Beats,
yeah.
Malik,
Dallas, Austin,
Emma, Emma's
Sabernia,
here.
yeah, Malik, yeah.
Who else? Alex is here. Dallas is here. Is it Suburbania? Jimmy Parsons here. So we've got a few people tonight.
Yes, yeah. Wishing you happy birthday. Playtime as well. Yes. Yes. Anyway, yes. Okay. Ade, had you met Jackie before?
No, it's my first.
He's mingling with the stars tonight.
No, oh my god.
Make it last forever.
Just noticed the day's changed now playing LP to Jody Watley. And I've just noticed in the background there. I'm really jealous
Okay.
because I've not got that one. I've not got that picture cool.
One day.
Yeah.
Are you shocked when she came on the screen?
Steve, she was asking, were you surprised?
Surprised by what? I'm stunned.
Jackie.
I'm just like absolutely stunned. I took a little take there. I was like, what?
Yes. Okay, back to this album, Stevie. I mean, when did you get introduced to it?
Very similar to where I got into Guy when I heard My Fantasy in 89. I was also hearing Friends, a single in 1989. So
But that was the second album, right?
yeah, before she dropped a second album, she released Friends as a single because it was the first single off the album. So I'd already bought the single, and very similar to what I found in going through the album racks and seeing a Guy album from 88, and I'd see a Jody Watley album from 87. I'd skip past them going, what are these? So obviously I'd bought the single Friends, was blown away by that, and then I remembered, hold on a minute, there's an album buyer in my local record store. I'm gonna go down there and get this album. So in about, so obviously I got it 2 years late, played this album. Obviously it wasn't New Jack, and it was a sound that just blew me away because it was so up tempo, funky. There's a bit of boogie in there, you know what I mean? I love Madonna, so there was that kind of vibe going on. So yeah, I mean, I was just absolutely blown away by it. And that was my love affair started with Jody Watley. I mean, after that, in about 92, my best DJ friend, who was considerably older than me at the time, would take me around record shops. And I remember because I didn't even know who Shalamar were. He said, Steve, you need to get this. He just put the Shalamar vinyl album in my hand, the Friends album, and said, just take this home with you, because this is one of the best albums that you'll hear that come out of the 80s. This is 82. You all need a copy of this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you who are watching have got this album. If you see it, you've not heard it, please get yourself a copy of this.
What are the songs on there?
A Night to Remember on it, the classic. There it is on here.
Okay.
Friends is on here. On Top of the World. Oh, it's just a great album. Great upbeat. It'll put you in a great mood for going out. It's just a classic 80s soul album. This.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, the Shalamar was played at everyone's birthday party. I still remember Shalamar, even the Off the Wall stuff that was played, or Thriller. I mean, it was just some Earth, Wind and Fire. Such an amazing vibe. I think there was that sense of what she's left the group kind of thing when she did leave. And took her time and reinvented herself. So one of the good things is that when she left, she didn't stay in that lane and sing the same type of song. She kind of completely reinvented herself with the style, the image, the looks, because she doesn't look like the girl from Shalamar.
She actually, I daren't say, but she looks slightly strangely older in this than what she does several years later. Here she looks so young. But a day when you're going out record shopping, you'll probably see this in the vinyl bins for about $5. Just grab yourself a copy if you see it. You'll really enjoy that album.
I get it.
You really.
Did you ever get introduced to Shalamar, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. With A Night to Remember. I think that's, one of their biggest hits. That's how I met Jody Watley here. And then I think after Shalamar, that's when I found out that she was on Soul Train, which was like, what? And then I think, did they get discovered by did they get discovered on the show to be in the group? How did that whole process go?
Yeah, so it was Dick Griffey and what's his name of Shalom of Soul Train. I can't remember his name now. The guy who starts.
What the host? You mean?
Yes.
Don
Pardon?
Cornelius.
Don Cornelius, yes. Good friends, both of them. And Don wanted to do the Soul Train. He wanted to spend the time with that, while Dick was saying, we need to do a label. And it was like, no. So it was supposed to be, Solar was supposed to be Soul Train radio. It was supposed to be the record label for it, Sounds of LA Records. But they just went their separate ways when it came to it. But all the Solar artists, the Whispers and Shalamar, and would all be on Soul Train. They would break them all on Soul Train, and and the Good Girls were dancers on Soul Train before they also got a record deal as well. So yes. Chin Beach mentioned Jeffrey Daniels from Shalamar invented the moonwalk, and Mike was always looking for something new. You might invent something, but Michael always perfected it, and it's always going to be the case. Yes. So, I mean, Ade, what did you think of the Jody album?
It sounds like what the 80s in my mind looks like, if that. Like the big hair, the clothes, the big earrings, the red lipstick. I love it. And I also, can I say it? I love a little, let me say, a little feature from a special person. That happens to be on this album. It's just so 80s to me. It's so 80s, and I love it. But I also love her 90s era, like with Affairs of the Heart. Like that professional, that classy, sensual look. Yeah. The short hair.
Yeah, and I think I got to know her. I knew her from Shalamar, but I think I knew her the second album when Friends came out with Rakim, because Rakim was quite popular. So that drew me into that.
I mean, you got to think though, she is an icon, because the way she's moved out of, like you say, the late 70s disco era where she started into the 80s, changed the look, the fashion, the style, the dance moved. Then, like you say, into the 90s with that more sleek 90s look. Still going by the late 90s, still putting albums out, and she's remained. I mean, she's posting more now. She seems to be more relevant now than what she was back then. I mean, it's incredible, really. But you got to put her up there with Madonna and the Beyoncés and the Janets of this world. She's right up there. I know she did quite a lot of albums for MCA, but I just wish they pushed her more. They could have pushed her a lot harder for me.
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the challenges with MCA. They just had too many. They had a market on black artists, and they just couldn't push all
Jody
of them.
was the star, mate. She just, I mean, look at that picture behind you. That's like every college guy's crush you're seeing there, Nabdi. Dare I say it, that's a lot of white guys got into black women through Jody. I'm telling you, through Jody Watley. That's where it started.
Yeah. She was known for her big earrings and her fashion and her style as well. Yeah, I mean, it was, as I said, definitely. It can be 3 or 4 games in a row, but definitely it's definitely a good album, and it will be good to be able to talk through it and see what we thought about it. Now we're going to start with you, Stevie, because this is not just being the birthday boy, as everyone is saying. Kyle, good evening. Derek from Minneapolis and Jim Beats, we've mentioned that, but this album better than all of us here. So, and I did, for the record, I didn't put the New Love extended mix
No.
because it was pretty much the same song.
So how many songs did y'all
But
put?
yes,
How many songs did y'all put?
No.
Okay, good.
9.
Okay, just make sure. Awesome.
Yes. So Stevie, what comes in at number 9 for you?
Well, let's just say you've got 3 kind of powerhouse production units going on here. You've got Andre Simone from Prince and the Revolution. He brought his funk Prince sound to this album. You've got Patrick Leonard and Gardner Cole. They did a lot of work with Madonna in the 80s, especially Patrick Leonard. He was him and Stephen Bray wrote some of Madonna's biggest records. And then you've got Bernard Edwards, who's one half of Chic.
Yeah,
this is where I'm going to start at number 9 with, dare I say it, it's the only track I don't listen to. It's the one track, and it kills me to say it because you've got one of the biggest pop stars out of the UK on it.
Oh, George.
Old George is on it, and I'm listening to this track, and it was obviously recorded. The track was recorded in the UK. There's no doubt about it. This track was recorded over here, unless Jody wants to come on and prove me wrong. But to me, when I listen to it, it kind of appeals to, say, fans of the Rolling Stones in the 80s. It is a very pop with a rocky edge to it.
What?
And I just don't, I'll be honest, the only track that I don't listen to on the album, and it kills me to say that because you've got George. Obviously, the George Michael connection came through Band-Aid and We Are the World in 84, because Jody was actually part of that, wasn't she? Do you remember Band-Aid and We Are the World? She joined all them British pop stars in that song and that tribute, and I think they developed a friendship from there. And that carried on into this album. So, Learn to Say No, the track I don't listen to, starts off at number 9.
Okay. Dave, what did you think?
Oh, Stevie, I'm shocked. Well, my number 9 is Love Injection.
What?
Well, to me, this album feels almost like a dance 80s club album.
It is a dance club 80s album.
But that song didn't make me want to dance.
Because it's funk, it's a lot slower. And again, there's a bit of live drumming going on in that. Bernard Edwards produced that track. So the tracks that have the like Learn to Say No, Don't You Want Me, they've all got, proper live drumming in it. So they're a bit more slowed down than, say, a programmed drum machine. But I understand, but I love that record. I do expect this cat to be all over the place, because Namdi's probably only played this in the last 2 weeks. You're alluded to it, so I can't really. We can't roast you too much on here for that.
I think for me, I had to agree with Stevie for number 9. I mean, George, George is amazing. The stuff he did with Wham, his solo stuff. He's such an amazing, soulful singer. I know people are angry that he won R&B male performer in the Grammys. So keep in '87, but. When this track came on, I was like, "Wow, this is." It felt like it was the song sounded all over the place, and it didn't suit his chilled sort of vibe and stuff. So yes, it is probably the only one out song that I liked the least from the album. But yes, so it wasn't about being George. I just thought George's duet with Aretha Franklin much better. His stuff with Whitney, so he can fit in. It's just that the production was just here, helter skelter and stuff.
Yeah, this is the credits for Learn to Say No. It was recorded and mixed at Karaoke Recorders, Los Angeles, and Sam West Studios, London, England.
Okay, it kind of makes sense where he might have done his vocals here.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Nada Wada talk about when they recorded the song with Aretha, and how nervous he was, and he wanted to keep redoing his vocals over and over again. But Nada said the first take was so amazing, but he just felt so intimidated with Aretha that he kept wanting to do more. And then, and how he had to trick him into just keeping the first one, knowing that no matter what you do, you're not going to outsing Aretha. So just keep what you had and stuff. But yes, definitely. Okay, Stevie, let's get to number 8. And just as so my team, Liverpool, were winning 2-0 against Atletico Madrid, and they then lost 2 goals. It was 2-2. In the last minute of extra time, our captain Van Dijk scored the winner. So 5 games in a row, we've come from behind to win a game. Wow. So
if you spend 400 million in the transfer window, we kind of expect these kind of results, and they don't expect anything less, mate. The team that doesn't spend any money like Man United, the red cartel,
so
they don't spend any money, do they? It's only City that spend money, apparently. Anyway, let's move on now, Michelle, from football and get to my number 8. I must admit, my number 8 and 7, again, I didn't play much, but one of the tracks, when we get to it, just blown me away, and I'm kicking myself as to why I've not played, because my top 6 is just my all-time top 6. But anyway, number 8 is For the Girls. Good.
This is For the Girls.
I'm not a girl.
What's
I'm not a girl, though, am I?
It's not For the Girl. Oh my God.
It's not really For the Girls, Namdi.
Okay.
It's
at number 8. Is it because it's about girls, or you just didn't enjoy it?
This is what I'm saying. There was another 2 tracks from this album I didn't play much, and I'm kind of kicking myself because they sound amazing. And from 8 to 1, I love all these tracks, but it's at number 8 because I least played it. So there you go.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the Girls. This is produced by Andre Simone. It has.
Yeah, I
do. It's a great track. It's a fantastic track. But I just didn't play it much growing up. Kind of kicking myself for that now.
Oh my goodness. Dave, what did you put on at number 8?
I have Still a Thrill.
What?
Yeah. I just wasn't feeling the chorus. That's what I have as my note. I just wasn't feeling the chorus.
Still a thrill. She changed the voice in that track as well, doesn't she? It's a bit deeper.
Still,
I like it though. It's just not on my.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So it actually made my number 8 because I did feel I couldn't understand what she was saying, and I wrote down sounded like a Madonna song, but funky. And as I said, because I don't know the timetable as to who came out with the style, so it maybe Madonna imitated her, but it did sound like it did sound like okay. So this Andre Simone, is he the one that did Madonna, or
did Prince? Because he's a guitarist, isn't he?
Yeah. So I mean, there's a number of stuff that I write down that it sounded like Minneapolis, felt like Prince, in some certain areas and stuff like that. Yes, but yeah, I love the Minneapolis sounds. Yeah. So, but as I said, it was a nice video, and I liked it. But I had other songs that I really loved more.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yes. We're into number 7.
Into this. Gosh, this. I wanted to put this in my top 3, but again, I don't know why I didn't play this track at the time. Actually, this track has got exactly the same groove bass line as another track. There's 2 tracks now that've got exactly the same bass lines on them, and this is one of them. Number 7, Do It to the Beat. What a fantastic track! It's killing. I've not stopped playing it all week. I'll be honest. I wanted to put it in my top 3, but I thought I can't put it in my top 3 based on I've only been playing it for a week. So, but it is my new go-to track now. This "Do It to the Beat." But what a
and you put it at number what, 7?
Upbeat, funky. Oh gosh, it's a brilliant track. Do it to the beat. Do it to the beat. Come on. Da, 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 da. I wish they'd put this out as a single. I know why they didn't do it though, because there was another track that's got exactly the same bass line on it that did get released as a single.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. Some of the beats have the same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The same. I think the other track is it's exactly the same as Some Kind of Lover. When you listen to the two bass line grooves, they're exactly the same, and they're produced by Andre Simone. You could seamlessly mix one into the other quite easily if you wanted to do a good mix, do a good 10-minute mix.
What about you, Dave? What did you put in?
Number 7, I have For the Girls. Although it's for us, my kind. It's just I have other favorites that I love more than For the Girls.
Then what? This? You said which one?
Oh, I said For the Girls. This is my number 7.
What was the one that you had for number 9?
For 9, I had Still a Thrill.
And 8 was
Love Injection.
Love Injection. Okay.
Oh,
was it Stevie that had For the Girls at number 9?
No, I'd feel For the Girls at number 8. Learn to Say No. Learn to Say No was at number 9.
Okay. Number 7 for me was that Do It to the Beat. Do it to the beat, as you said. I didn't put much on that. I just
so the first 3 we put exactly the same tracks, Namdi.
It seems strange, but as I said, no, not the first 3, because your number 9 is a little bit 8 is a little bit higher for me.
What did you put number 9? Learn to Say No.
No, my number 9 was Learn to Say No. Yes, 8? But number 8 was Still Thrilled.
You're kidding me.
But you had
For
the
Girls.
For the Girls, yeah. I had it a lot higher than yours. Right. So
fair enough.
Yes. Well, okay, number 6.
Number 6, it's the only track produced. Let me just double check before I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's the only Patrick Leonard track on the album. And it was one of the singles. And it's got my good friend Gardner Cole, who sings backing vocals on the track. Bruce Gattaish on guitar. It's Most of All. Why is it only number 6? I know.
6.
I know. It's a great record, isn't it? Oh, so melodic, and I love the way it starts as well. Oh, it's difficult for me to say. You got, my 6 to 1 at any of them. They're all killers for me. They're all my favorites.
Oh goodness! Yes. I mean, I think the thing is that when you're reviewing an album that has 9 songs or 10 songs, it's like, yeah, we like the album and we like the songs, but there are favorites and preferences as opposed to slamming any song. But it's very interesting to see. I'm sure everyone will be surprised with what my top 3 are. But anyway, you're next.
Number 6, I have Do It to the Beat. I feel like
Just do it to the beat. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, though, Namdi. It's all right saying, like, because to me, it's all right saying this is my favorite track or these are my favorite tracks, but then you've got the tracks that you play the most. And I think sometimes you got to be in the mood sometimes for your favorite tracks. like I say, if it's some ballad that tears you up, you ain't going to play it all the time. You might play another track that's more upbeat or more generic that you may play a lot when you just round the house or you're going somewhere in your car. That's what I'm saying. It's like I do base my tracks on what I play the most. I'll be honest. What do I play the most as opposed to like what are my favourites, but it's a hard balance to get. It is a hard balance.
Yeah, definitely. Well, number 6, I had I put down felt like a Prince record. Love injection. Maybe it's the guitar also, but I felt it got inspired by what Prince was doing. But I would say this, that I listened to this album and I thought, apart from 1 or 2 songs, if I had never seen any imagery of Jody, I wouldn't say that I wouldn't know who was singing it. And I think if I was old enough during the 80s when these songs with this album music was released like this was very, I mean, I think that Dave, it's interesting that during the 80s like this, there was very little segregation of music. So you didn't have your R&B stations playing pure R&B. I mean, you have R&B stations playing, like Earth, Wind and Fire and that kind of funk soul. But then you'd have artists like Stevie with some Part-Time Lover. You'd have a Jody, what she's doing here. I'm just, even the Janet stuff. It wouldn't be surprised to see even white artists, like even Madonna stuff, all sounding the same, and you have more of those type of stations. It's really, we got to the late 80s into the early 90s where it was very much hip hop and R&B, and the sounds came, and it was very much of a colored barrier. Okay, white, you had
the show that a day needs to watch really to see how diverse the 80s was is Top of the Pops. If you watch Top of the Pops, where they just have one different artist on who's in the charts in the 80s, you'd be blown away. There was still artists in the 80s that were making records that sound like they should have come out in the 50s, like Shakin' Stevens, Cliff Richard, and you're like...
But think about Culture Club. Think about Culture Club, Think about Georgian Culture Club. And I mean, most of the music was very much accessible. I mean, Donnie Simpson, when I interviewed him, he was saying how he helped break Elton John with the Benny and the... I can't remember the name of the song, but he said that when they played it on his R&B station, they didn't know he was a white man.
Yeah, Benny and the Jets.
Because it was Benny and the Jets. Yeah, they played it on DC radio. They didn't know who he was white because it was just the music. And that's what got lost. I mean, yes, you had the Temptations and you had Motown and you had the Philly International who had a core souls type. But a lot of the people in the middle, they could go either way and stuff.
I mean, What do you think of the fashions today? Because you're at an impressionable age. You're looking at Jody. I'm not sure how old Jody was back then, but what did you think of the style back then?
I love a big hair, as you can see. And I think I'm taking a break from big earrings because they pull a little bit on the ears. I love I literally wear, if I wear a lip gloss, it has to be pigmented, like a red or a pink. So I love that. I love the jean outfits that she has. But like I said, my favorite era of her was that Affairs of the Heart cover.
It's very classy, isn't it? It's a very classy look.
Yes, very classy, very sexy. She looks amazing in that with the short haircut right here.
We'll have to persuade Namdi to do that album at one point.
Yeah. Benson is saying happy birthday. He says, "Oh my goodness!" He says, "I had final surgery to remove a kidney stone." Wow.
I hope you're all right. Anyway,
hope you will.
Just hope you're all right, man.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Oh, Stevie. So what number? We're number 5, right?
Number 5.
Yes, Stevie. Number 5.
There already.
Yes.
This might surprise a lot of you, but it was the lead-off single from the album. Probably one of the biggest tracks from the album. Looking for a New Love is at number 5.
I'm looking for a new.
The only thing I can say about it's got a great key change. The chorus is great. It's them big, heavy, clumpy drums that just date the track so much now. Boom, boom, in there. And that guy at the beginning of the track, there's like a shout. I'm like, oh no, if only they just took that bit out. But I remember thinking that when I actually bought the album about 1989, I thought that sounds a bit dated. That even it was, you know, because we was listening to New Jack then, and then you hear this and think, oh, them drums are a bit clumpy. But it's the song's brilliant. The key changes in it are brilliant. Just the drums, man. But number 5 had to be in my top 5. Could not be in my top 5, so it's at number 5.
Yes. Just
so
as
do you keep
everything
you bought in the 80s you still have? So everything you bought in the 80s, like
everything that I bought
in the 80s.
What, you mean clothes that I had in the 80s?
No, music.
All right. No, of course. Yeah.
Still has his little shoes.
I've still got clothes from the 90s. It's crazy, isn't it? They're probably worth a bit of money in the thrift store at that time. I ain't got any clothes from the 80s left, though.
Oh goodness! No, Stevie has his music and stuff. Just before I move on, I think Benson says, "Did you Doja Cat's? Did she? It's almost like she's doing oh, what's that guy's name? Bruno Mars. With her new single, it feels like that. But anyway,
well, so many, you know, a lot of them female artists now, they've got to get away from the sound that they've been doing before. This baddie girl trap sound, it's so played out. It's unbelievable. I'm more interested to see what Cardi B is going to do, because apparently Cardi B has got Janet on her album coming up.
Yes.
And you know, how do you listen to Cardi B? Because everything that comes out of her mouth is pretty. She's got a potty mouth, you know.
She's so funny, Stevie. Like, she's so hilarious. Like, she's
fair play to her. Well, you know, I did kind of enjoy her last album, but anyway, it's about Jody, isn't it? It is about Jody. What number are we up to anyway? Number 5. Okay.
So for number 5. I have the same one, Looking for Love.
Oh.
Also Looking for Love.
At number 5.
Right? Yeah, my number 5 is Looking for New Love. I switched it out with some.
Yeah. Okay. I had number 5 most of all. Pop rock track. As I said, I wrote Madonna.
Yeah, you got spot on there, Namdi. You got them spot on.
Yeah, I put it down there. But, you know, don't get me wrong. I went to boarding school in Nigeria in the mid 80s.
You never went.
You know, like a virgin.
You really went to boarding school, Namdi?
Yeah. Most.
This every podcast. What, you really went to boarding school? I didn't know that.
You know, listening to some David Foster in the dormitory. But what I was trying to say is that Madonna was big. You know, that's like a virgin and Last Night Bonita. That, you know, it wasn't so that's pop or that's white music. It was just fun music. So when I say Madonna type of inspired or stuff like that, it doesn't mean that it's anything bad, other than it just brings back memories. And Madonna was massive in Nigeria during that time as she was around the world, and the music. I mean, everybody. I remember the what's the one that Like a Prayer. We had a songbook and that everyone would just learn because to write the lyrics. So somebody would listen to it and write the lyrics, and we could then copy it. And so when we're hearing the song, we can sing along. And so most of these songs I still remember that. So number 5 for me was Most of All.
Nice. He had it one higher than me.
Okay. All right, number 4 for
Number
you,
4
Stevie.
for me had a very Prince-esque funky guitar all the way through it. I thought that the video looked $1 million with the chandeliers and that big. I don't know. It looked like it was somewhere in Italy where they filmed it. I'm not sure, with the dancer and the chandelier and the big staircase, but still a thrill. The very Prince funky-esque Andre Simone vibe. Still, I do like a vocal in that. She changed the vocal up a bit. It's very funky. So number 4, it's still a thrill.
Yeah, I said sound like Madonna, but funky. Yes, still. And I'm thinking this is not an R&B album. I'm listening to. I'm thinking this is not R&B. What's going on? This is not what I expected.
But remember on the Karen White podcast, Namdi, where I'm talking about in the late 80s, just before New Jack took off, there was this sound here. Karen White was doing Pebbles. Jody was doing. It's so underrated. It's like this pop dance, R&B up-tempo sound that nobody plays it. And I'm like, listen to it. It's incredible. Again, he's tapping into this sound, to be quite honest. I know my friend Anil, one of his favourite tracks is Pebbles, Mercedes Boy. He just loves that. He likes, he does like this sound as well.
Oh, goodness. Okay. What we're number 4, Stevie? What did you have for number 4?
So, Day, what's your number 4?
Still thrill. Okay.
I have Some Kind of Love, and then my note is song sounds like what the 80s
Some Kind of Lover
to me.
Some Kind of Lover.
Yes, that's very.
It's some kind of lover.
Oh, it's in your top 5 then. That's good.
Yeah. Number 4 for me is Looking for a New Love. Sounded like. Oh yeah, it reminded me of what have you done for me lately? So from the Control album, I felt it. You got it too?
Yes. When she was like something, little things is all you seem to get. Like when Janet says that reminded me of this. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I put down there. So it reminded me of that. But you said Andre Simone was from the Prince stuff.
Yes.
Stevie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could see the influence from Minneapolis and stuff like that. He says, Benson says that his Larger Than Life is his favorite Jody album. Is that the one, Fred?
Yeah, that's the one after. I need to listen to that a bit more. I do need to go back to that album.
Okay. Well, we'll find time to do it for you, don't worry. Okay.
What era of music is Jalen talking about? The 1987, 1986.
What do you even exactly? It's the truth. What do you call it? I don't know. It's like an overhang from Thriller. I just don't know what to call it. It is because after 84, most male artists were trying to do Michael Jackson. You know, they were. So you had this big for years, for like 80 till 86. You had I find these albums from these artists I've never heard of, these black artists, and I think, my God, they're so hard to be Thriller here. You know, they just bombed. They just didn't sell anything. You know, and they're there in the stores. They still sealed these out for about like £1 or £2, I think. And they just sound like, you know, they try to do Thriller or something. You know, bad overhang.
Yeah, you just couldn't do. I mean, yeah, because Michael had the soul as well as. He was doing something unique and different. But 86, as I said, if you think about that, we had Thriller, we had all the Madonna stuff, we had it was a fun time for music, probably one of my favorites. I mean, I know we talk about the 90s because it was, we had all the great band artists and songs. But the 80s was real fun.
Kool and the Gang. Kool and the Gang.
Yeah. Goodness. Cherish. And Kool and Gang. Yeah. They would with JT Taylor as their lead singer. It was just definitely a different time of just great music and great fun.
Cameo with the big red cod pieces.
Oh yeah, Cameo.
That's
Word
some good
Up,
mid-80s.
Single Life. I think Cameo. Yeah, they were massive. So that was It was just a different. It felt fun. Anyway, top three. Top three, Stevie.
I think this is the funkiest track on the album, and I love a vocal on this and what she's singing about. But Love Injection makes my number 3. I got a love injection. Love injection. And then drums at the beginning. Boom, proper. The drumming's great on it. It's a great track. Wasn't a single, but I really enjoy this track. As an album track. Very funky album track.
Okay, I need to confirm. Yeah. Okay. What did I write down there?
Dave, what is your number 3?
Go ahead. The day. Yeah. Lionel Richie was huge as well.
I feel like I should have put this at number 1. I don't know. Okay. My number 3 is Most Evolved. However, it should definitely be higher on my list. I love that song. I feel like it's a little teeny tiny bit different than each of the songs. Like you said, Stevie, I love how the song starts. I just love Most Evolved. I love the message of the music. I should have put it higher, but that's my number 3.
3's a good. I had it number 6. You've got number 3. That's even better. I think I know what should be number 1 on this album. There's only one track that should be number 1 on this album.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. For me, number 3 for me, if I say that if you had Carlton from the Fresh Prince dancing to this song, there's one song on this album that I could just see him doing his Carlton dance. Which of the tracks do you think I'm thinking of as my number 3? And I've written down Happy Song. It's one of the ones that lifts me up.
Some Kind of Love?
No.
You've already picked Do It to the Beat, haven't you? Is it Some Kind of Lover?
No. Don't You Want Me? I just love
great
the song.
record.
Don't You Want Me? Dun, dun. And then the way she's singing it too, I'm like, wow. And so this was, I loved it. This was really upbeat and really, I just felt happy listening to the song. And did they do a video for this?
Yes, the video is amazing. You've got to watch the video.
Okay. I need to watch the video because I really felt it in that. And I loved how she sang through that. Completely opposite from how she sang on Still Thrills.
I'm just thinking, is there anybody in the comments tonight that understands filmmaking? I know that's a lot to ask, because look at the fonts that were made in 80s music videos compared to today. You look at the way they make videos and the look of them. It's like just like they've been shot off your iPhone or something. Whereas you look at an 80s thing. It's just got a feeling to it. I can feel the font of what they read, but it sums it up in that Jody Watley video. Don't You Want Me? You just see the font of the way it's recorded.
Yeah, I need to look. It
looks amazing, and it's only at number 3, Namdi, in your chart.
Well, I think my other 2 songs I love better. Okay, what's your number 2 then?
It's the song that it's got exactly the same bass line as Do It to the Beat, and it's Some Kind of Lover. Oh,
wow!
Some Kind of Lover. Bum ba da bum bum ba da bum 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 ba dum bum bum. Some kind. Oh, what a track! What a track this is. This is this is the song where Jody can let loose with the dancing. I think on this track. Can really let loose with show off her dance moves. And the 12-inch extended mix is incredible. Get the 12-inch as well.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see. I didn't even check which videos came out and stuff like that. I need to check what.
Don't You Want
came
Me?
out
Some Kind of Lover. Not Love Injection. Still a Thrill. Looking for a New Love, and Most of All. So there's quite a lot there to get through.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Dave? What
Number
did you
2.
have?
Should I switch? My number 2 is my number 2 is Learn to Say No featuring George Michael. I love
I'm so glad you didn't put it number 1. I'm so happy that you didn't put it number 1.
Yeah. Because of the rock and roll essence of this song. It's just like a love letter to the rock of the 80s. Like, I love it.
Fair enough.
No,
No, if you like that, fair enough. I think what it was, because me and Andy grew up in the 80s, and it was rock dominated that we wanted to get away from it. You know, in the 80s, it wasn't.
We had Van Halen. We had a
glam heavy rock, and you got it thrown down your face.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just that I felt like they wasted George Michael on that.
Yeah, I do. Totally.
I felt. I mean, he was amazing. I mean, all the stuff Prince was doing about music, about being signed to contracts, and what Michael later did. George was one of the first on Sony. He went on strike because he realized the same thing. But they destroyed his career after that. But soulfully, he was just on another level. But I just listened to this, and I was disappointed with how they used him compared to when he's collaborated with Aretha and other female singers, or even the one he did with Whitney off her other album. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, number 2, this was hard for my number 2. I battled with this where it was going to be number 1, and I had to do a quick listen to think, should I shift them around? But I think I kept it where it is. What I wrote down here, that it reminded some elements of it. The intro reminded me of Saturday Love. So it's about the drums. Is it Cheryl? Shirelle and Shirelle and Alexander O'Neill. So it felt like a little Jimmy and Terry influence. I was gonna say no, this should be number 1, but there was something about what I have for number 1 that just pushed it over the edge. But Some Kind of Lover, that's my number 2. But it would be a 1.5 if I could have pushed it, because it was so close to be number 1. But I just loved it. I loved the energy. I loved the vibe, and but my number 1 just edged it slightly. So Some Kind of Lover is at number 2 for me. Yes. So as I said, I do. Yes. It's George and Whitney did the duet on the Dark Child song. I can't remember what that was now. Okay.
$1 million big ones.
I'm operating on 4 hours of sleep because I interviewed songwriter producer Gordon Chambers.
Oh wow!
I didn't finish until 2 in the morning. He wrote "If You Love Me." He talks about working with Dave Hall. I think he gives an insight to Dave Hall as a producer that it will blow your mind, because Dave was very reserved, so he was talking about him. He's talked about Phyllis Hyman in a way that I've never heard anyone talk about her.
Send me, please, after the interview, please, so I can watch it.
It was 3 hours, so but yes, I didn't go to bed and I got up at 5:45. Andrew Knight saying happy birthday, Stevie.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, Stevie. So from number 9 down to number 1.
Playtime asked, do I remember a group called Ultimate Chaos? I'll tell you what I do remember: a bunch of kids singing a song called Hoochie Booty. That's what I do remember.
Yes, J.R. loves that song. Oh my God.
I mean, it was so funky back then, but like, come on, you're a bunch of kids. You may be young, but you weren't ready then. You weren't ready. But Casanova was Yeah, they were a bad. They're kind of like the Boys, but not as good. Not as good, but I do remember it. Anyway, number 9 was the duet with our good friend, UK friend George Michael. Learn to Say No, and I had to say no to that track. It ended up at number 9, unfortunately. The track I don't listen to. Number 8, For the Girls. Number 7 is a track that if we did this a podcast a year from now, I'd probably put in the top 3. Do It to the Beat. Number 6 is Most of All, which is just an incredible track. I feel bad for even being at number 6. Number 5 is one of her biggest hits, Looking for a New Love. Number 4 is Still a Thrill. Number 3, Love Injection. Number 2, Some Kind of Lover. And number 1 kind of goes back to my high school crush. Yeah, you know, when you got this yearning for somebody, you got a crush on a girl in your high school. And you crush over, and then it's not reciprocated. It kind of that's how it felt. That yearning that just wasn't reciprocated. But my number 1 is the standout track on the album. It's the best video. Jody just looks stunning in it, and that's Don't You Want Me, the album mix and the remix by Louis Silas Jr. I love that record so much. I play it over and over and over again. I still play it to this day. It's one of my favorite oldies to
Okay. It was my number. Okay. I had it in my number 3, so I did like it, but it couldn't be 2 and 1 for me. So yeah.
Killer track.
Yeah. Once you're in my top 3, you're pretty much almost nailed on that. It's Dave, let's go down from 9 down to 1.
Number 9, I have Still a Thrill. Number 8 is Love Injection. Number 7, For the Girls. Number 6, Do It to the Beat. Number 5, Some Kind of Lover. Number 4, Most of All. Number 3, no, Most of All was number 3. And the number 2, Learn to Say No, featuring George Michael. And it's Stevie. It's very interesting. That was your story of what you think of the song, but mine, I got ready for this podcast, for this show, should I say, to this song, because it's just like, you know, you're looking in your mirror, you know, you're a girl, you're finishing your face roots in your hair, and it's like, yes, today I do want you. So number 1 for me is Don't You Want Me as well, because I love the music video.
That's a great pick.
Don't you want? Okay.
That's a good chart. That's a good chart, considering that you probably don't know the album too well. You know, good chart. Very good.
No.
Yeah. As I said, I had it number 3. Okay, let me. Mine number 9. Learn to Say No. Hey, Chris Watson. Number 8 was Still Thrill. Number 7 is Do It to the Beat. Number 6 was Love Injection. Number 5 was Most of All. Number 4 was Looking for a New Love. Number 3, Don't You Want Me. Number 2, Some Kind of Lover. And number 1, this song had an Easter egg in it. And I wonder if you can guess what the Easter egg was.
Oof.
You know, an Easter egg is like a clue that ties it to something.
I see where you're going with this, Nandi. I see where you're going with this.
She says, let's make this a night to remember. And I'm like, what? She didn't, right? Let's do it for the girls.
Wow.
Let's do it for the girls. Let's make this a night to... She sang it right in there. I said this was it makes it... the Easter egg. It was the most R&B swing track on the album. But when she did say yes, I wondered if people picked it up and says, "Oh, are you trying to bait Shalamar when you put in the lyric, 'Let's make this night to remember'?" But I just love it.
Amazing pick that is, Nam. Seriously, I didn't think you'd pick that one, but fair play to you, mate. That's an amazing pick.
Yeah, I had Cyndi Lauper with Girls Just Want to Have Fun,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the whole vibe of that 80s with that type of stuff. But when she sang this, and I hadn't heard it before, but it was the one track that I kept coming back to, as well as Some Kind of Lover and Don't You Want Me. But it was just this and the Easter egg was like, okay, I could not leave that out. Um, I couldn't leave that out. Oh, okay.
And
What happened?
Andrew Knight's number one was Most of All. Marco, thanks for your birthday wishes. Marco, what was your top 3 of this album, please? I'm interested to know. You're one of our main trolls on this podcast. You do a great job every week. So I'm interested to know.
Suburbia had Still Through as a number 1. Wow, that's pretty high for that track. Was that my stuff? That was pretty high for that. Okay. What did you guys? I mean, as I said, for me, it's. I had to listen. Well, I've been listening to the album probably 10 or 12 times. You know, get it, just listen to it, then listen, then now, okay, let me start to vibe for it. And as I said, I was surprised there was no slow songs on the album.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there was no slow, so that's why I didn't think it was an R&B album. It would not be classified as an R&B album.
You'll get that in the next album.
And I feel
you'll get that fulfilled.
But I feel I feel that unfortunately this is what kind of started restricting black artists, because they said nope, you need to be, because if you do an album like this where she wins best new artist, then you're more widely accepted. The label's promoting you to internationally. But when you start to go R&B, they're like, well, we just have to promote you to the black market. They're smaller in size, so you're less likely to sell more albums. So there's a part of me that appreciates the fact when she did more R&B stuff, but there's a part of me that realizes that actually you shrink your market, and you don't then become you don't follow the trajectory of Madonna. And Janet had the Jackson name that did still give her that edge. She was still a great artist, but because she wasn't a Jackson, she still was able to still have crossover to the pop market.
I mean, what about this, Namdi? I wonder if she wouldn't have had that falling out in Shalamar, would she have gone solo? Because it would have been a travesty if she didn't.
I think if she had, I think most of the artists, I mean, we saw that with New Edition and stuff. I think they were signed to even the Babyface with the deal. They were all signed to bad contracts. Going solo and leaving Shalamar and doing MCA gave her a big net. Even then, Jeffrey Osborne. No, it was who was his lead singer? I've lost his name now. The lead of Shalamar.
Howard Hewitt.
Well done. Yeah, he like, oh, we need to go. He had to give one more album with solo. Then he was able to go break free and do his own solo stuff. It just meant that you can, and 80s was the best time to be a solo artist, because you can go gold, and that was success. By the time you got to the 90s, you had to go platinum. Videos, Hype Williams was doing $1 million videos, so they were spending more money on promoting, and you needed to sell 2 to 3 million to be relevant. Whilst in the 80s, you go gold or sell 300,000, that was great achievement. And videos are much cheaper, so they could put out. Look at Guy had 7 videos on the Future album. That's unheard of in the 90s. In the 90s, you do 3 videos and then you move on. So I think she was fortunate to go solo when she did in the 80s, where she could build, and she became our own black pop princess. Yeah. So, but that was just me. I just, yes, Marco says she was the Black Madonna, but she could have been as big if she had just stayed in that lane with these producers.
That's probably she wasn't
because
as
this
wild
album,
as Madonna. She's a lot more, she's a bit more classier. She's more classier.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. It wasn't the whole. It wasn't the. I think Madonna's. Did she? I mean, Madonna was more controversial because even when she did like a prayer, the burning of the cross, that was
very controversial
massive.
at the time, wasn't it?
Very controversial, yeah.
She
Like a
just kind of
virgin,
pushed it,
you know that.
In the 90s, Madonna pushed it too far, I felt.
Yeah, she did when she did the erotica and stuff. But when she did, like a virgin and like a prayer, that was like controversial. Even the Pope complaining. So she got that attention. But I think Jody was classy with her stuff. And I just wonder when we do review the Larger Than Life album, just to see sonically we may prefer that album, but did it sell as much? And let me quickly do a search while you answer that.
But geez, we're getting very lively in the comments again tonight. I don't know if it's a Day Lane effect. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, there is.
Yeah, we've got that debate going on. Comments are a debate of their own going on there. You know what I mean? Come on, guys.
No, there's
Jody Watley Day. Birthday, it's a word.
Is there? There's no okay. Let me see now. So, this is surprising because her debut album
guys,
went platinum.
How blinded do you get by? I'm talking about an image and a woman's looks in the music industry as a singer. How blinded do you get by an amazing looking woman? As guys, we get blinded by this, Luckily, though, Jody was a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm just looked, and Larger Than Life.
These female rappers, they're these baddie girls. Oh dear, they're not on the right side of good, are they? These baddie girls shaking the bum bums and everything, and and some of the things that come out of the mouth.
I mean, look him.
We did, but what you've got now, it seems like every female rapper's in the mate is like that. Sexy Red. What's all that about?
So Little Kim was. I mean, you had Little Kim, you had Trina, but it was very far and few because you had MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Yo Yo. It was a lot more content than style. That's and Little Kim came towards the mid to late 90s. Yes. I was just looking at the sales. Jody's debut album sold over 1 million.
Wow.
And her follow-up album just sold 500,000. And so that's the lesson to learn, is that when she went more R&B, she sold less records because they weren't playing her on the big records. And I'm just seeing if there was any it didn't seem as if she got any awards for this one as she did with the first one. So she won Best New Artist. Can you imagine that on her debut album? So it's one of the things just to listen to, just to see that Jody's second album sold less than the first. I think
this album, in terms of music buyers, covers all bases. You're going to get the pop audience buying it. You're going to get the gay music audience buying it, and believe me, that is a big audience. You're going to get, like you say, the black audience. They're going to buy it as well. Whereas the second album, went more straight R&B. So maybe it did cut off some of them audiences. I don't know.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've learned over the years, and back in those days, I used to just study. I could study a trend. I could tell the direction. I could tell how successful things were going to go, and I knew that if that's why I knew like a Boyz II Men did better than Jodeci, and that was really just because, who's the market? Boys to Men were marketed towards a larger adult contemporary, more of a broader clientele. So they were selling 20 million. You can't sell 20 million within the Black community. Jodeci did 2 to 3 million, even though they have more memorable songs for the Black community. But we're not, the average, the most you get is 2 to 3, unless you go, you kind of cross over and stuff. So yeah, it's a pity with Jody. As I said, I'm more familiar with her second album, but it didn't sell as well. Yeah. Okay. Saturday, is this Sunday? Sorry, Sunday, the 21st. It is Christopher Williams' Changes album.
Is it this Sunday, yeah?
This Sunday, the 21st. It's Christopher Williams' Changes album. I need to do some promo videos and stuff like that.
Well, we won't wait, Namdi, because you'll be dreaming. You'll be dreaming, won't you? Don't wake him,
yeah.
he's dreaming.
Yeah. So you went to see Miss Nasty, Miss Janet.
Yes,
how was it in Vegas? How was it seeing her in Vegas?
Oh, well, this is my third time seeing Mother Janet Jackson. And every single time, I'm just shocked. I'm starstruck. I'm in love with her. Like, she's just amazing. So, Janet, if you ever see this, please, give us an interview.
Totally.
Because, her music is just the evolution of like, the journey from girlhood to womanhood. She's amazing. Queen. And I did get to meet some of the audience members. I got to meet one of her dancers. So it's really cool.
What were your top three song moments from the gig?
Oh, you said, oh, yes. So she did a transition from Scream to Black Cat. Wow. That was amazing. And then You Want This had like different cut shots on the screen. That was amazing for You Want This. And she did a tribute to Tito, Joe, and Michael for Together Again, and had their pictures together, and each one had like a little Janet in the picture. So that was for my top.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. My top three. Yeah.
We lost Namdi. We've lost him. What's the next thing you're gonna go to then?
Next concert, we have Brandy and Monica at the end of February, but Kofi, who I'll be interviewing Friday, he's coming to Nashville, so I'll see him in Nashville, and then after him, I see Brandy and Monica.
Brandy and Monica, gosh, I have seen Brandy live. I've not seen. Yeah, I've seen.
You have? Live. Which era? Which era of Brandy?
It's about 7 years ago. She came to Manchester, okay. So it was good. It was very, very good. She's professional. Good. You'll enjoy that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. My mic went mute, and I didn't know. Benson, we will do End Touch. Don't worry. But I've spoken to VJ and Stevie and Andrew, so we'll get there. But this Sunday is Christopher Williams' Changes album, which should be fun. Actually, and that seems really hard right now because it's lots of really good songs on there. And yes.
Before we go, if anyone's in Manchester this Saturday, 3 p.m. in the Vinyl Resting Place record shop in Affleck's Palace, I'll be doing a half-an-hour New Jack Swing DJ set in a record store. It's a bye.
Wow, are you going to get it recorded for your
channel?
Try
to. I don't know if he'll get past the copyright stage. I'll have to see.
Yeah, you can do it on YouTube, but I think you can't do it live.
Even if we record it, once we upload it, it's going to go copyright.
Yeah, but it's not a strike, so it would still but it'll still be fine to upload if you do a set, so that's fine. That definitely is fine. Okay. As I said, I've been operating on 4 hours of sleep.
Time we go, Namdi. Time we land the plane.
Yes, I've been operating on 4 hours of sleep, but it was good. So once again, guys, let's wish Stevie a happy birthday. And we also want to thank Jackie McGee for coming and wishing Stevie a happy birthday as well. Yes. So we will see you guys on Sunday for Christopher Williams, and then we will decide what we'll do next. But we'll catch you guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you later.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
Somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for me, but just for me.
No. Okay, okay.